Hello and welcome, my Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark Angela Lyon, Mal for short. They're my initials. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a 3rd one in progress. First one's called Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch. The second one is called Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Words of Grace has a Kindle version available. There is a link in the description box. If you click it, you can preview it for free and see that it's mostly divided into chakra chapters. There are chakras in this reading. You may find it helpful. The original version of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, and the only place to find Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch, is on patreon.com. In our digital shop over on Patreon, we've got audios, we've got videos, we've got ebooks. The videos and audios now have free previews you can check them out with, and I love my Patreon big time. Some of my subscribers get some of those ebooks, audios, and videos. In fact, top tier gets everything on the platform, but the majority of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. They get a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream like pretty much every single morning, and we chat with each other about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with some kind of spiritual practice, a prayer, a blessing, something to send us on our way. Wisest way for this witch to start his day, considering what I do for a living day in and day out. I am a Virgo. Cross your legs. They also get all the extended readings for the most part. The part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship stuff based. Let's just call it relationship stuff. As well as when it comes time to book me for a private session, spiritual counseling, and or readings, they get a significant discount. I love my Patreon. I love Patreon in general. You can follow us for free. I make content specifically for my free followers. Sometimes it's exclusive, sometimes it's advanced, meaning eventually I share it elsewhere. But I love it very much, and you can 7-day free trial us as a seeker or a human. Our first 2 levels of subscription, and jump out the last day. If you don't want to pay, that's fine, I get it. But if you want the significant discount, you gotta stay for at least a month and book me within that month, and yeah, then we're good to go. We'll talk about all of that at the end of the video anyway, but I love it. Best decision I ever made for my work, career, and vocation. So if you feel so drawn, if you feel so called, click the link, check it out, look at the menu, and come Patreon on Patreon. Because I am the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal, because it's my name, not yours. Shall we? I've been overdosing on Trixie and Katya. I can't help it. It's the holiday seasons. Well, almost the end of the holiday season here at the time of this timeless recording. So let's get down to business, do some explanation for the new Capricorns and Crosswatchers, and we'll get into the divination. If you've heard it all before, feel free to jump ahead. Welcome, new Capricorns and Crosswatchers. This is what's called a 3-level of power reading. I learned about the 3 levels of power from Caroline Myss, M-Y-S-S. She is a PhD. There was a link in the description box to a lecture that she does on the 3 levels of power. 3 archetypal symbolic lenses that you can look at to break down something that is great, big, huge. Like, for example, life purpose. We're going to be looking at your life purpose, your sacred contracts. Her book, Sacred Contracts, was a lifesaver and changer for me. I learned about the 8 chakra system. We'll talk about it in a little bit, from Anatomy of the Spirit, Entering the Castle, Defy Gravity. All that stuff's just so amazing. I love her work. So, here's what's going to happen. We're going to look at your work, career, and vocation to try and, understand some of the mysteries, get clues, tips, and hints about things we don't understand, like what the hell's going on with my hair today. I shampooed and conditioned, and still it's just Lavola help. I love my Capricorns. Usually they have a sense of humor, with me at least. So what we're going to do is going to get 3 Caroline Myss archetype cards. What a coinkydink that she happens to be in the reading, to represent the archetypal power in the 8th chakra, hovering over your head like a satellite, sending down the codes to all of the other chakras underneath it, shifting what we attract and what we repel in our electromagnetic fields, so we have the opportunity, free will, choice, and all of of that, to no longer delay with that which cannot be prevented, to fulfill our life purpose through work, career, and vocation. Because do you want to just keep reincarnating over and over and over? No, of course you don't. You know, you want to get it done, leave it on the dance floor, as it were. So we'll get 3 of these face down: work, career, vocation. Then we'll look at the next 4 chakras down with 1 card each, with Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the feminine energy, the internal, the goddess energy, heart, third eye, crown. Then we'll get 3 mythic tarot for the lower 3 chakras: root, sacrum, solar plexus, the masculine energy, the yang dynamic, looking at yourselves from the outside in, or you from the inside out. Can be both, by the way. Inner and outer relationships in the physical world, including your relationship to yourself in your solar plexus, self-esteem, and all of that. All 6 of those cards, sorry, 9 of those cards, oh my god, I did math, will be face down, and then we'll flip them over: work, career, vocation. Then we'll get a whisper of Lord Ganesha from Angela Hartfield. Brilliant, really, really helpful. Oracle deck. Lord Ganesh is the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. And there are obstacles in spiritual alchemy, lead and gold. We'll talk about that, and then we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because I'm doing the reading. All of my readings have at least one of these cards in them, because this is about healing, right? Healing yourself, helping others heal, helping the planet heal, whatever. So we will end with that. So I think that's enough explanation, don't you? Yeah, I do. So let's get down to the divination. The shift from one to other happens in the still point. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will, and I promise you, I am contracted to help anyone who is willing to fulfill their life purpose through work, career, and vocation, because as one of us begins to do it, we all move forward. It's an upward spiral of unity, and I would like to not have to ever incarnate into this level of the illusion of separation ever again, considering it's just a video game we wake up from, and we'll cope. So, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and let's get into that still point, shall we? I'm ready. Please take a nice deep breath. You can tell I do what I love, huh? Still point. Pantheonic override. And we begin. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, Mercury is still retrograde. Please, 3 cards in clarity, face down. The 8th chakra dynamic for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their cross-watchers watching this video join to this reading, first in their work, then in their career, then in their vocation for this timeless work, career, vocation read. Like I said, we're going to get the other 6 face down, and then we'll flip them over 1, 2, 3. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses override. Place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, what's going heart, third eye, crown for the Capricorn and the cross-watchers in their work? What's going on in their career? What's going on in their vocation for this timeless work, career, vocation reading? Last 3 down, face down, and then we'll start flipping. Please take a nice deep breath. The breathing helps. Still point. My gods override. Place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, what's going on in the lower three chakras, outside in, inside out, relationships in the world for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers in their work. What's going on, lower three chakras, in their career, and what's going on in their vocation. For this timeless work, career, vocation read. Yay, the waiting is over. Well, here we go. Let's talk archetypes. In the 8th chakra, you have got the Trickster archetype, sometimes considered a wild card family or an action card family. I tend to think of it more as a wild card. Written on the card here is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead, this gold, with 3 metaphoric, archetypal, symbolic elements in between those 3 that we can look at as the obstacles that cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, alchemized, surrendered, forgiven, whatever. And the Trickster in its shadow, get ready, because it's always toxic. The shadow, manipulating others through duplicity. Lying, essentially. The light attribute, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or be dealing with somebody who has it a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You can tell it comes and goes as needed here at the Drawing the Circle home office. Within that, you have got a court card. We've got the Mother of Cups here, the Cancerian card Namu, a sea goddess, S-E-A goddess. That would be the King of Cups in traditional Rider-Waite based tarot. Now, if you have any planets in Cancer, have a look. See what house it's in particular, I find, to give a little bit more detail to a general read. But we're talking about a creative energy here, right? Cardinal water, creative water, right? So, like amniotic fluid, right? Like, like you're growing something in water, so to speak. Let's just leave that there. So, a lot of creative intuition here, big time. So, really pay attention, I would say, to heart chakra. Even if you have no planets in Cancer, at least look at what sign. Like, I'm Leo rising, so I have Cancer in the 12th, so I'm usually unaware of that stuff until it's too late. You got another court card here on the outer, and here you have the King of Wands. Now, this could be somebody that you are dealing with, an Aries energy, cardinal fire here, and Aries energy, it is very, very powerful for sure, but it is also a square astrologically to Cancer. Like fire and water do not mix well without an element of earth, like to, put it in a kettle and boil it up. So if this is you from the outside looking in, again, astrological placements aside, this could be very initiatory. This could be, first sign of the zodiac, Aries, about the self, the personality, and the ego in process of evolution. But again, very creative. So there could be something that as a trickster, you're kind of doing at work here, if this is your read, where there is something gestating on the inside, right? Gestation, one of the languages, part of the language of pregnancy as well as creativity. But maybe this is something brand new. Maybe it's something you're initiating, that you're starting, or perhaps putting yourself out there, and hopefully in a way that transcends convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior, because we need that in a healthy way on planet Earth. I like it. Thus, you're dealing with a toxic trickster in your work. Ooh, creative family archetype, the Storyteller. In your 2nd level of power, your career, the shadow attribute, making up tales that harm others. Womp womp, right? Not good. If you ever had anybody lie and gossip about you, right? The truth can run around, a lie can run around the world before the truth has its boots on. Thank you, Sir Terry Pratchett. The light you're shooting for here, the gold, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Got it. Got it. I mean, it's really a big part of my career, is being able to take, sometimes spiritual concepts, spiritual truth, and particularly as a reader, right? Being able to take a narrative that is uplifting and inspiring and helping people see things symbolically. Okay, we have got the Eight of Flames. You have got the Eight of Flames on the inner, very much filling throat chakra, element of fire, willpower. Now, the word here written on the card is burnout. And, the contemporary meaning of that is that, you're burned out, right? You ain't got much left to give, but it is also the Eight of Wands. So this could be creativity on a full tilt, right? Them wands flying through the air, right? So this could very much be an inspiration. Now, I don't like forest fires. I'm a past life dryad, I'm pretty sure, right? A tree spirit. Oh, we'll get to that. So, but they're necessary, right? That burnout needs to happen, and that creates very fertile ash, right? Which then new forests grow up, hopefully. So that's interesting. So the choices of what you say and what you gestate within yourself in your own creativity seems very, very on point here. But soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little, listen much. You got the High Priestess, Persephone underground, no longer the Maiden of Spring or the Summer Lady. Here she is, the Queen of the Underworld. Soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little, listen much, the High Priestess. Now you can see there's a dark horse up there, light horse up there. I kind of set up my new studio temple. To be in that position, to sit in that place of allowing the intuition to flow through. Now, when it's a major arcana card, the way I read in a reading of this nature, it's all three of those chakras firing at the same time, working in unity. So pay attention to what's going on in your lower three chakras. Your root chakra will tell you if physically you are safe, right? Fight or flight, it could be tribal dynamics, like dealing with groups of people there. I can read a room really well that way. Well, I'm an earth sign, so, a Virgo, very much connected to that. My mom calls it rat magic. You always know when to jump ship. I'm like, yes, I do, and I usually find out later why. Second chakra will tell you one-on-one relationships, like an energetic umbilical cord to another person or thing, right? Can be that. A substance, money, right? Second chakra, again, that creativity. But solar plexus will tell you when you're about to violate your honor code or you're not, right? Your boundaries, your self-esteem. But self-esteem is a verb, not a noun. I learned that from Caroline Mason. I never forgot it. So it's not something you have or you don't have. It's something that we always do, but to pay attention to that, and you will know whether or not the story you are telling is helpful, if it's creative, if it's inspiring, or maybe you're just telling it to somebody who ain't ready to hear it yet, which is often the case, which would make sense about right? Know what you know, right? But then I could see that Eight of Flames inside building up and building up and building up. So write it down, right? Put it in physical form. Just record yourself in some way, shape, or form. Get the story out of you, even if you're not necessarily sharing it with anyone. As well as you could also be in a situation where no one's talking, right? That there are secrets being held, but deeper knowledge holding a pomegranate and some wilted daisies. Please don't eat the daisies. What's going on in your spirit? Whoa! In your spiritual power, your vocation, the God archetype. It's a masculine family archetype, has nothing to do with biological gender, Y chromosome, or anything like that. I got the Queen archetype. Are you shocked? You shouldn't be. However, have you seen this shadow attribute in the world? Despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. No, not at all, right? No, only since Jump, the light you're shooting for here, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Because when you recognize the eternal force within yourself and others, the desire to harm anybody or commit atrocities disappears, right? Imagine if all of a sudden tomorrow morning everybody woke up and could see everybody's energy field and see that it's really one energy field. It would all change, right? So, since that's probably not going to happen, at least not yet, talk about a revelation, woo, St. John of Patmos, certainly that is something that you can implement here for yourself. What's going on the inner? Oh, another court card, the Aquarius card. Ixchel, a shamanic goddess from South America, often known as Jaguar Woman. Here she is Eagle Woman, flying on an eagle, high above everything with scissors. So don't run with them. Apparently flying on the back of a bird with one is just fine if you're a goddess. Aquarius, 11th house dynamic is egalitarian, right? The Eagle Woman. Humanitarianism, how your creativity interacts with the external world, like how you share it, right? Your compassion, right? Benevolence and compassion for all of life and in all of its forms, not just human form. So, very third eye. But again, there's a throat chakra aspect of this as well here with the High Priestess there, and certainly with that fire on the inner in your career. Does feel like something's generating energy here, getting ready to be shared, but it may not be time yet. Well, and on the outer, how lovely. You've got the Ten of Pentacles. And bingo is your name-o, right? Happy home, happy family, more than enough money. The harvest has come in. You've completed the minor arcana cycle of Earth there, of Pentacles. Now, you may not be rolling in the dough, as it were, but there is definitely a solid foundation and support system around you here, at least spiritually. Earth element on the outer certainly does speak of money, and the work, career, vocation readings, yes, are about money and, all of that stuff, but it's also about our relationships in the world. So this could be like a healthy spiritual tribe that you might find yourself inadvertently, known or unknown, the boss of with that god. So you're probably going to be tempted to be a little despotic, a little tyrannical here and there, because it comes with, right? But what kind of God do you want to be? I know what kind of God I want to be, because I practice it every day. So, very interesting. We got a Trickster, Storyteller, God contract. Let's ask a god. Let's ask Lord Ganesha. She makes Ganesha here, puts the A on the end. Again, remover of obstacles and god of success and prosperity. Let's ask him what he got to say. Just one card. Please take a nice deep breath. Because this one's delightful. Still point. Ganesh, override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesh, what is your wise, loving, empowered oracle message to help the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers fulfill their life purpose in their work, career, vocation, to help them remove those obstacles, shifting from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxicity to health, fear to love, illusion to truth, and it's timeless work, career, vocation reading. Achievement. This is Ganesh with his two wives. Open relationships are apparently not new on the planet. One is success and the other is prosperity. Siddhi and Riddhi, if I remember correctly. Card number 42, which is the answer to life, the universe, and everything, if I remember correctly. Deep thought. Achievement. You are surrounded by abundance and prosperity, luxury and quality, prestige and sophistication, value and elegance. That sounds very Capricorn, just saying. Now, where do we see that in this read? We see that in that Ten of Pentacles. Sometimes you got to fly high enough, get into the stratosphere of that Aquarius to actually see it. Many stories relate that Ganesh has two wives, Siddhi, S-I-D-D-H-I, which means success, and Riddhi, R-I-D-D-H-I, prosperity. The symbolism for these two women indicates that if you walk the path set by Ganesh, success and prosperity are guaranteed to always be by your side. The search for material success seldom brings with it achievement of spiritual goals. Have you noticed? Ganesh wishes you to realize that by actively developing your spirituality and consciously working with the divine, you will experience a positive flow-on effects in all areas of your existence. This is definitely about your third level of power. Usually one of the three levels of power has a little leverage. It feels like get right with this one and then the other two should come along. When you stay connected to your spiritual nature, you have a more serene mind, develop an accepting perception of yourself. This attitude will help your heart open to spiritual matters. A high level of self-mastery coupled with a high ethical practice, particularly with that God archetype, will increase the likelihood of enjoying material success. That's why I started my company. I left corporate America and started my own. Thank you very much. Virgo power, cross your legs. As more people discover the rewards of a more dynamic and fulfilling spiritual life, this success will become the norm in society and not an exception for a few eccentric individuals. See, this is why as one of us move forward, we all move forward. The more relationships among human beings develop into true kinship, the more humanity can achieve beyond the present limits of knowledge and material measures of success. Become part of a brotherhood governed by love, working toward building a happier, more loving, and productive global society. The mission statement for Drawing the Circle production since 1998 has been bringing people together with spirit, because there's only one of us here. I know it doesn't look that way. Very good. Achievement. But spiritual achievement, not at the sacrifice of financial, but also not vice versa either. I love it. It's just so very Tony, Orlando, and Dawn. I'm digging it. Tie a yellow ribbon. Shall we? Last card down. Matt Kahn Healing Mantra. These work. I know all of the mantras, I just don't know all of the words in the bookie book, because I know there's only so much brain matter I have left, being Generation X and surviving the 80s and the 90s for that matter. So let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say. Please take a nice deep breath. I felt good. Still point. Ascended Master Override. For making them laugh, it's all good. A place for everything and everything in its place, but all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Clairaudience for fun and profit. As I call upon the beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect healing mantra to assist, to help heal the Capricorn Collective and their cross-watchers, to manifest their life purpose through their work, career, and vocation, alchemizing their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health, from fear to love in this timeless work, career, vocation reading. Ooh, shadow work. Demystifying the darkness. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. Forever Young with a J. Let me read this one for you. This is good. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, particularly with that High Priestess thing there. You don't have to let anybody know you're doing shadow work. Unless you're on a YouTube channel, I think maybe, sometimes it just sneaks out. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent, because we incarnate into all of this stuff, right? We are eternal beings, right? So all of the ancestral patterning and societal conditioning, it's already written in before you ever, it's written into the game, right? Born in the game, right? So, it's okay. It's not the truth of who you are. It is the lead that is there specifically to be alchemized into gold. When darkness is demystified, the scariest feelings, thoughts, ideas, and beliefs are seen as cries for attention from your most hurt and broken parts. Once the darkness is illumined, you are able to be the light that transforms the dark instead of hiding in the light to avoid moments of darkness. And that's called spiritual bypassing. When you don't want to deal with your feelings, not that you have to deal with them 24/7, 365, right? Of course. Slow and steady wins the race. Gentle works faster, right? But, using affirmations and spiritual techniques to, oh no, my vision board will implode if I feel this. Knock that off. That's old spirituality. We're in a whole new game as the fifth dimension is integrating here. Just as the light can acknowledge how much pain lurks in the darkness, it is the power of your unconditional love that brings your shadow out of hiding. So think of all of that as this scared little kid inside of you that will only come out for your love. Yes, everybody else in the world can tell, oh, you're wonderful, you're great. It slides right off your back until you can kind of get that, no, this is what I came in to do. This is very high spiritual work. And every time someone does even just a little bit of shadow work, you shift to what? A more golden timeline rather than land. Toxicity to health, fear to love, blah, blah, blah. This mantra is ideal for overcoming fear, dealing with night terrors, and transcending the perception of scarcity. Course in Miracles says it better than anything else. You cannot have a thought of lack without fear or a thought of fear without lack. Play with that, shall we? What we do here, if you're new, is you put this together in a blessimation, so the energy flies through me. I never know exactly what's going to come out of my mouth. And then if you want to hang out after that, we'll talk about cool stuff like readings and Patreon and whatnot. Shall we? Last time, at least for this reading, please take a nice deep breath. Keep breathing, though. It's pretty essential. Ask my hair. Still point. And may we end as we began. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health, from fear to love and illusion to truth, fulfilling their life purpose in their work by transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior, using that emotional creativity that everybody has, but really maybe being a bit more heart-centered and gestating it. Maybe not something that they're putting out into the world immediatement. With this Aries energy, they're dealing with an Aries vibration in some way with another person, or perhaps taking steps forward. Maybe this is inner child stuff that's being triggered sin in their workaday world, how they survive. And may they be blessed for what they need in their career, so that they may embrace their ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Seeing it archetypally certainly does help. You get, oh my God, I'm in Little Red Riding Hood. I've been in Cinderella more times than I care to count. With this very fast moving burnout, this 9 of flames on the inner, transforming things, element of fire, transformation. You just can't unburn a cookie. There's no state change there. That's a total transformation. But perhaps there is passion. Perhaps there are some things that want to be said and expressed there, but soft of eye and light of touch. Speak ye little, listen much, says Persephone as the high priestess here. Makes sense, absolutely, with the demystifying of the darkness, that there is an internal process of alchemy going on here, and so that in their vocation, their spiritual calling, they can embrace their benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within themselves and others, because it is the E that equals MC squared. Thank you, Uncle Al. As perhaps they see that unity from a higher chakra kind of vibe, right? Pulling back, seeing it from the satellite, looking down, seeing how there's only one of us here, and inspiring them to put their creativity out into the world, but dealing and demystifying their darkness as they go, because it seems they are very well supported. May they acknowledge and see from the higher heights that they have everything they need. They may not have everything that they want, but they have everything they need to really begin bringing in not just their spiritual practice into play, but in a way that achieves and removes obstacles for them, understanding that they don't have to sacrifice one for the other as they demystify darkness, their shadow showing where their love needs to be sent within themselves, and then certainly dealing with others gets a little bit easier. And may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to fulfill their life purpose in their work, career, and vocation, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of life, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So Murthy. So it is. If you're going to be a god, be a vine god. Dionysus with that thrisis. Ooh, watch out. If you liked the video, if you found it helped, a little clue, a little tip, a little hit the thumbs up. It shifts the algorithm, helps other Capricorns and crosswatchers find it. If you want more of me here on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe. I am having a field day on YouTube still. So as long as I am, I'm going to keep going. So I'm putting out more and more stuff as I go along in my new studio temple in my new home in Saratoga Springs. Loving it. And if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Malcolm, Patreon on Patreon. We're having such a field day over there. I mean, the daily check-ins are my favorite thing. I mean, I have to get ready and do it in the morning, but I get excited about it pretty much every single morning. We got the daily check-ins, we've got the extended readings, we've got the extensive discount for the subscribers there as well. You can follow us for free, you can 7-day free trial, you can shop in the store without even, being a subscriber. Patreon is wonderful. We're on Spotify now. All my old podcasts, I pulled them out of everywhere else, so you can watch them now and listen to them on Spotify, and they keep giving us cool stuff to do. And the store is really, really great. Free previews for the audios and videos and all of that, and I just love it. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon, because I am the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lions, but you can just call me Val, because it's my name, not yours. And if you want to book me for one of them, they're private sessions. So easy to do. There is a link in the description box of a YouTube video called Booking Private Sessions with Val. What a coincidence. It's all falling into place. It's like James Redfield windstorm in here today. Explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with me, but maybe you were afraid to ask. I can be a little intimidating, particularly when my hair has a mind of its own. I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, there's a way. That's in the video too. Explains the Patreon discount, whether we do it in person. I'm setting up my office today, clients here, or we're doing a video read. I do it on Zoom, so we literally talk to each other as the cards hit the table. I record it on my end, I send it to you, you download it, you tell me you downloaded it, and I delete it from the cloud, right? That's confidential, you know what I mean, confidentiality is really key for me to stay ethical and keep achieving with my spiritual life and practice in process. So Capricorn, a trickster, storyteller god sounds like it could be fun if you want it to be, but at the same time not at the cost of denying the lead, right? If you think of it as all of this toxicity that we see in the world, we're all one, so when something comes up within us, it is a spiritual practice to heal the world, right? When you feel powerless, right? And that it is also talking about financial, material success as well. Think about it. Lead is an insulator, gold is a conductor. So, it just feels like a very alchemical read. So thank you so much for watching. I do love my Capricorns. I do. I have a crush on Capricorns, particularly if they're tall. I do like tall. It's someone I can climb and not break. Capricorns are usually unbreakable that way. So you can do this. I see this, right? But for right now, perhaps soft of eye and light of touch, speaky little listen much, and send your love where the shadow is telling you where it needs to go. So hang in there. You got this. I believe in you. Heal. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.